The joint human Valthri expedition aboard the Mutual Ascent had been exploring the frontier for 8 months when they encountered the Drakari. Unlike the fragile Valthri or the adaptable humans, the Drakari were living tanks, silicon-based life forms with natural armor and devastating offensive capabilities. They controlled 17 star systems and had a simple diplomatic approach: submit or be eliminated. When the Mutual Ascent detected the Drakari warship approaching, Captain Reyes ordered standard first contact protocols. The Valthri first officer, Tavaran, analyzed the incoming vessel with growing concern. "Captain, their weapon systems are powering up," she reported, tentacles forming the pattern for urgent warning. "No response to our communication attempts." The Drakari ship fired without warning. The blast would have destroyed any normal vessel, but the Mutual Ascent's shields, a human improvement on Valthri technology, held. "Return fire?" asked the weapons officer. "No," Reyes said calmly. "Let's show them something more interesting than our weapons." What followed was the first implementation of Protocol Omega, a contingency developed specifically for hostile first contacts. The Mutual Ascent transmitted a comprehensive data package directly to the Drakari ship, complete schematics of human-enhanced Valthri weapons technology, along with footage of test demonstrations showing their devastating capabilities. The final image in the transmission was a simple message: "We chose not to use these. Your move." The Drakari ship withdrew to a safe distance and finally opened communications. "Your species are unknown to us," rumbled the Drakari commander, a crystalline entity whose voice sounded like grinding boulders. "Explain why we should not obliterate you for trespassing," Captain Reyes smiled. "Because we're more valuable as trading partners than as debris. And because, as our transmission showed, we could have reduced your ship to atoms, but chose conversation instead." This began the most unusual diplomatic negotiation in human history. The Drakari respected only strength, but they defined strength differently than most species. They were impressed not by the humans' weapons, but by their restraint in using them, a concept alien to Drakari culture. Back on Earth, Colonel Harmon received the report of the Drakari encounter with mixed emotions. "So we've got silicon-based living tanks who think diplomacy means shoot first, talk if they survive," she summarized to General Blackwood. "And somehow Captain Reyes turned them into potential allies?" "The Drakari have resources both we and the Valthri need," Blackwood replied, "and they're impressed by our technological capabilities. They've invited a delegation to their homeworld. Let me guess, I'm leading it?" Along with Ambassador Tavaran, the Drakari specifically requested the human Valthri team that created our hybrid technologies. The Drakari homeworld, Drekthar, made Venus look hospitable. Surface temperatures approached 500 degrees C. Atmospheric pressure was crushing, and acid rain was considered pleasant weather. Without the new generation environmental suits, no human or Valthri could have survived for seconds. The Drakari High Command, a council of ancient crystalline entities, received Harmon and Tavaran in their capital chamber, a vast cavern of polished obsidian. "We have studied your species," announced Supreme Commander Vexthar, towering 3 meters tall with faceted limbs that refracted light in hypnotic patterns. "The Valthri we knew as technological parasites, stealing innovations from conquered worlds. Humans were unknown to us. Yet together you have created technologies neither could develop alone." "We prefer the term symbiotic relationship," Harmon replied. "Different strengths combined." The Supreme Commander's crystalline structure shifted, producing a sound like chimes. Drakari laughter. "Your diplomatic phrasing amuses us. The Valthri we knew would never admit weakness or share power." Tavaran's tentacles formed a pattern of respectful acknowledgement. "We have evolved beyond our former limitations, thanks to human influence." What the Drakari proposed next shocked both delegates. They wanted to join the human Valthri alliance, not as conquerors or subjects, but as equals. The silicon-based species possessed unparalleled knowledge of planetary engineering and resource extraction, capabilities that complemented human innovation and Valthri theoretical science perfectly. "Three species, three strengths," Vexthar concluded. "Together we could reshape the galaxy." The implications were staggering: human adaptability and creativity, Valthri theoretical brilliance, and Drakari industrial might. a combination no other alliance in known space could match. As their shuttle departed Drekthar, Teveran turned her environmental suit toward Harmon. When we first encountered your species, we thought we were elevating primitives. Now we've become part of something far greater than the Valthri ever achieved alone. Harmon smiled. That's the thing about humans. We don't just adapt, we help others adapt too. 6 months later, the first tri-species research facility opened in Earth orbit. Scientists from all three civilizations worked side by side, each contributing their unique perspectives. The results were revolutionary. Planetary terraforming technologies that could make Mars habitable within a decade, medical advances that extended lifespans across all three species, and propulsion systems that reduced interstellar travel time by 60%. At the facility's inauguration, Colonel Harmon, now General Harmon, addressed representatives from Earth, Valthria Prime, and Drekthar. 5 years ago, the Valthri saw humans as useful primitives. 3 months ago, the Drakari saw both our species as potential conquests. Today, we stand together as architects of a new galactic order, not based on domination, but on cooperation. She gestured to the view screen showing Earth below. Humans have a saying, a rising tide lifts all boats. It turns out that principle works on a galactic scale too. As the ceremony concluded, a Drakari scientist approached General Harmon with what appeared to be concern. We have analyzed historical data from all three of our species, the crystalline being said. In every case, periods of cooperation are eventually followed by conflict. Is this alliance truly sustainable? Harmon considered the question carefully. That's the beautiful thing about making history, she finally replied. We get to prove the pattern's wrong. The tri-species alliance had flourished for 3 years when the quantum anomaly appeared at the edge of the Sol system. It defied all known physics, a tear in space-time that pulsed with energies no instrument could properly measure. The Alliance research vessel, Paradigm Shift, was dispatched to investigate, carrying the finest scientific minds from Earth, Valthria Prime, and Drekthar. Dr. Leona Okafor, Earth's leading quantum physicist, studied the readings with growing fascination. It's not natural, she concluded, addressing the mixed species research team. These patterns show intelligence. Someone created this. Kex Voren, the Valthri theoretical physicist whose tentacles were currently a deep purple of concentration, manipulated the holographic display. The mathematical precision is beyond anything our species has achieved. It appears to be a doorway. The Drakari engineer, Thrax, whose crystalline form glittered under the ship's lights, rumbled in agreement. A doorway requires a builder, and builders have purposes. As if responding to their discussion, the anomaly pulsed, expanded, and disgorged a vessel unlike any they'd encountered. It had no visible propulsion system, no weapons arrays, no communication antennae, just a perfect silver sphere that reflected everything around it. We're being scanned, reported the ship's AI. Every frequency, every spectrum. Before anyone could respond, every screen on the Paradigm Shift displayed the same message in all three species' languages. You have achieved the prerequisite. Prepare for evaluation. General Harmon was awakened at 0300 hours with the news. By 0330, she was in the Alliance Emergency Council chamber with representatives from all three species. By 0400, they had established communication with the mysterious sphere. The entity called itself Observer and claimed to represent the precursors, a species so ancient they had witnessed the birth of the current universe. Their purpose was simple yet profound. They sought worthy inheritors for their legacy of knowledge. Many species achieve technological advancement, the Observer explained through text communications. Few achieve true cooperation across biological divides. You are the first in this sector to form a genuine alliance between carbon and silicon-based life. The alliance leadership debated how to proceed. The Drakari counseled caution. In their experience, gifts often concealed traps. The Valthri were eager to access the precursor knowledge, seeing it as the ultimate intellectual achievement. Humans, characteristically, wanted to understand the precursor's motivations before committing. We accept your evaluation, General Harmon finally responded after consensus was reached, but we require transparency about your methods and criteria. The observer's response was immediate. The evaluation has already begun. Over the next 72 hours, strange events occurred throughout Alliance space. On Earth, all nuclear weapons simultaneously disarmed themselves. On Valthria Prime, ancient data archives thought corrupted spontaneously restored, revealing lost historical knowledge. On Drekthar, geological instabilities that had threatened major population centers mysteriously stabilized. They're demonstrating power while simultaneously showing benevolence, noted Tavorin, now serving as the Valthri ambassador to Earth. A sophisticated approach. The final phase of the evaluation came without warning. Every citizen of the Alliance, human, Valthri, and Drakari, experienced the same dream. They lived briefly as each of the other species, feeling their physical sensations, emotional responses, and cultural perspectives. When they awoke, they carried the memory of having been other. The observer's sphere approached Earth orbit exactly 1 week after its appearance. Its message was broadcast to all Alliance worlds simultaneously. The precursors evolved beyond physical form eons ago. We leave behind knowledge accumulated across billions of years. Previous candidate species have failed our evaluation by attempting to weaponize this knowledge. Your alliance represents the first viable alternative in this galactic sector. A small probe detached from the sphere, descending to the tri-species research facility. Inside was a crystalline cube no larger than a human fist. Dr. Okafor, Ambassador Tyveron, and Engineer Thrax were selected to receive it. When they simultaneously touched the cube, it responded to their combined biochemistry, unfolding like a flower to reveal what appeared to be a simple data interface. This contains the coordinates to a precursor repository, the observer communicated. It will only activate when representatives of all three species are present, ensuring no single species can access this knowledge alone. The repository contains technological and scientific understanding beyond your current comprehension. Use it wisely. With that, the silver sphere ascended, the quantum anomaly reopened, and the observer departed, leaving the Alliance with both a gift and a responsibility of cosmic proportions. In the aftermath, the shared dream experience transformed Alliance society. Empathy between species reached unprecedented levels. Humans could now intuitively understand Valthri theoretical concepts. Valthri gained appreciation for human creativity. Drakari developed nuance in their formerly black and white worldview. At the ceremony to establish the Precursor Knowledge Integration Commission, General Harmon reflected on the journey that had brought them here. 5 years ago, we were useful primitives to the Valthri. 3 years ago, we were potential conquests to the Drakari. Today, we've been recognized by the oldest intelligence in the galaxy as worthy custodians of cosmic knowledge. Not because any single species is superior, but because together we've created something greater than our separate parts. The precursor repository, located in a distant star system, would take a year to reach even with their most advanced drives. The Alliance's finest minds were already designing the expedition vessel, a ship that would incorporate the best of all three species' technologies and accommodate their diverse biological needs. They named it Convergence, a testament to the unexpected path that had led former adversaries to become the inheritors of the galaxy's greatest legacy. All because an advanced alien society had underestimated humanity's capacity for adaptation, innovation, and perhaps most surprisingly, cooperation.